As most of us know, Greenland is located between the North Atlantic Ocean and the Arctic Ocean. The main island of Greenland is an area of 2,130,800 square kilometers, which makes it the world's largest island. About 80% of Greenland is covered by a continental glacier, which is the world's second largest ice mass. At its maximum, the ice is approximately 3 kilometers thick. The ice is thickest in the center of the island and slowly flows outward towards the sea. With global climate change, Greenland's glaciers are melting. The meltwater flows into the sea and is a significant contributor to global sea level rise. Today, the island of Greenland is surrounded by numerous minor islands. However, since climate change causes Greenland's glacial cover to melt, it is likely that many other minor islands will be revealed. Politically speaking, Greenland is today an autonomous territory of the Kingdom of Denmark. But what has such a faraway country to do with this island? Let's discover it through this video. It's crucial to clarify misconceptions regarding Greenland's status before going into the history of its ownership. According to NPR, Greenland is a self-governing territory, not a Danish colony, and Denmark does not actually control it. It boasts its own parliament, prime minister, and governing bodies. On maps, it is commonly marked as part of Denmark. This confusion is caused by the coexistence of two distinct things. Denmark qualifies as a nation in the same way as England does. It makes up the Kingdom of Denmark, an independent state ruled by Queen Margaret II, together with the Faroe Islands and Greenland. This grants Greenland a status comparable to that of the Isle of Man or the Channel Islands, both of which are parts of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. When the Danish crown annexed the Norwegian realm in 1380, with Olaf IV of Norway succeeding to both the thrones of Norway and Denmark, Greenland became a Danish possession. The early Norse colonies eventually failed as a result of Norway's disregard for them in the 1300s and 1400s. When Greenland was rediscovered in 1578 by British explorers, there was no sign of the Norsemen. Under Danish authority, Greenlanders did not fare well. Denmark went through a terrible economic downturn after losing Norway in 1814 with the Treaty of Kiel. In the context of the Napoleonic Wars, the United Kingdom and Sweden were part of the anti-French Sixth Coalition, where Denmark-Norway was allied to France. The Danish were therefore unable to invest much in developing Greenland until significant amounts of cryolite, an aluminum mineral, were found there. Under the direction of the Danish government, mining operations began in 1864. Polar expeditions investigated and charted the Arctic during the late 19th and early 20th centuries, as a prelude to a battle for control of the region. American explorers were among the first to map Greenland's interior, and some even claimed portions of the island for the United States under the Monroe Doctrine, according to historian Albert Jones. Denmark particularly demanded American acknowledgement of Danish sovereignty in Greenland as a requirement for the purchase of the US Virgin Islands in order to prevent a potential American takeover. Secretary of State Robert Lansing acceded to this request in 1917. Most countries followed in the footsteps of the United States and recognized Danish sovereignty over the entire island. The only exception was Norway, which occupied Erik the Red's land in 1931. Erik the Red was the founder of the first Norse settlements in Greenland in the 10th century. The region named after him was located in eastern Greenland and included 3 Norwegian stations, which had meteorological facilities and radio stations. Norway then abandoned the claim in 1933, having lost the case at the Permanent Court of International Justice. According to Time magazine, the United States again offered to purchase Greenland in 1947 for $100 million in gold, but Denmark once again declined. Denmark completed its sovereignty of Greenland as the Cold War spread into the Arctic. The island joined the Danish National Territory in 1953, when it was made a Danish province according to the Naalakkersuisut, Greenland's executive cabinet. However, according to the Danish Museum of America, Greenland was left to fend for itself during the German occupation of the Second World War, which prompted the development of an autonomist and ultimately pro-independence movement. Greenland ceased to be a Danish province in 1979 after its inhabitants voted for home rule as a self-governing territory, a status it continues to enjoy today. Because of the cultural differences between Greenland and Denmark, over 90% of Greenland's population is Inuit. Independentist sentiment runs strong, thwarted only by economic dependence on Denmark. Although Greenland is still a part of Denmark, current events and altering geopolitical conditions make independence from Denmark a prospect that is becoming more and more feasible as Greenland exercises more authority over its territory without Danish involvement. The Arctic Institute points out that due to Greenland's proximity to North America, Chinese investment in the island's hydrocarbon and mineral resources has become a focal point for the US-China conflict. If Greenland successfully manages to attract investment to make the territory more economically viable, an independence referendum may very well be in the cards soon. This is the central reason why Denmark still rules over Greenland. If the Danes provide subsidies, Greenland has no reason to break away. Once the island can unlock the full potential of its natural resources, however, the days of Danish rule could be numbered.